Okay, go.
She's telling you to go.
Okay. There's no place like home. My name is Linda Lewis, and I'm going to be speaking to you today on my childhood home and some of the memories I have from growing up there. First, I'm going to tell you how my parents acquired the house, and then I'll be sharing with you some of my childhood memories. My mother and dad were new to the Dallas area. They came from a little town called Paris, Texas, and they had moved to Dallas for work. And with my sister and I in this little bitty apartment, they were needing to find more room. So one Sunday afternoon, they were out driving around, and they happened upon Kenwood Avenue, and my mother said, "Oh my goodness, look at the beautiful trees." And so they turned down the street, and sure enough, there was a house for sale there. And after talking to the homeowners, it was decided that this was the house for them. So we all moved in. I was barely a year old, and I took my first steps in the front room of that house. And I have it by good authority that I got my exercise by being chased by my sister when I bit the ends off of her lipstick. I would run to my dad for protection. I knew he would save me, and he saved me every time. Next, I would like to talk to you about, or share with you, some of the memories from my childhood. Many summer nights were spent playing hide-and-go-seek. In those days, it wasn't dangerous to be out after dark. We could go out, and we would play hide-and-go-seek at night and hunt for lightning bugs. As it got cooler weather and Halloween came around, all the children in the neighborhood would gather together, and we would go trick-or-treating. And then someone would always have hot chocolate and cookies for us when we finished up. And Christmas was an especially memorable time at our house, because all the family would gather together, and we all enjoyed a feast that my mother would prepare. And of course, Santa Claus came. That was a big event. And then when Christmas was over and everything, all the decorations were taken down and trees were placed outside, all the kids would gather together, and we'd go around collecting the Christmas trees and make Christmas tree forts. That made for many hours of fun and adventure. Time went. I wanted to show you the house that I've been talking about. This is the house I grew up in, and one of my mother's favorite hobbies was growing plants. Yeah. And this is one of her prized possessions.
Yeah, that's your
accomplishment.
Yeah.
The elementary school was close by, and a couple of things that I particularly remember about my elementary school experience. The name of the school, by the way, was Stonewall Jackson. It's still there. Was in the 3rd grade. We were studying about cotton, and one of the farmers in a nearby community invited us to come and pick cotton. So we went one afternoon with our sacks and picked cotton. Needless to say, we didn't get a whole lot of cotton, but it was fun. And then another thing, when I was in the 7th grade, we were studying Texas history. And to reinforce what we had learned in this class, we chartered a bus and traveled to Austin, Texas, and toured the state capital there. In conclusion, I really want to thank each and every one of you for taking time out of your busy schedules to be here and be a part of my audience. I really appreciate y'all our lifesavers. First I told you about the acquisition of my childhood home here. And then I spoke on some of the memories that I have of this home. You know, a house is not a home until you make it so. And my mother and dad truly did make this a home. Anytime there was anything going on, even after we got grown, we could always go home and find support and help there. And I had the pleasure of taking care of my mother until she passed away 8 years ago at the age of 100. And I thank y'all again so much for being a part of my audience. Thank you. Now, be sure you get everybody.